Hey, hello my YouTube friends. How are you doing today? And welcome to my channel. Welcome to another Wip Chat. If you're new and don't know what a Wip Chat is, WIP stands for work in progress. And chat, well that means I'm gonna chat your ears off for a while, okay? So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy to see you here. If you aren't already subscribed, I really hope you will. There is a subscribe button right down there. Next to it, you find a bell. Ding that, choose all, and you'll be notified whenever I put up a new video. And if you're back, hi friends, I'm so happy you're back. I really hope that no matter if you're new or an old subscriber already, that I really appreciate you all being here. It means more than you could ever know. So, yeah, and oh, by the way, don't forget to give my video a thumbs up. It really does help, on the algorithms and YouTubey things. So yeah, let's talk about what we have. No, wait, first, this Wip Chat, you can do whatever you want while you're listening to me rambling. You can do your own whip. You mean like a diamond painting? You can knit, you can crochet, you can cross stitch, you can, do chores, you can clean around the house, you can even take a walk while you just listen to me. Basically you can do whatever you want. You can sit in a couch and look straight out in the air while listening. So yeah, now let's talk about what I have here. This is my diamond painting. It is from Enablers Outpost. It's called Amethyst, and it is one of a panel from Alphonse Mucha. This is one of the I forget this word every week. It's a crystals. I don't know. I forgot it. It is a 50 by 125 centimeter diamond painting. It has 47 colors. 2 of those are AB. It is poured glue and it is square drill, of course. So yeah, and it is from Enablers Outpost. Look at our friends up there, Elizabeth and Edward. What else? Oh, sorry I bumped you. I am using my different sizes of Elizabeth Ward trays. I do also have my Munimade tray if I need, big amounts of the same color. Yeah. And then I have, sorry, pen-wise, I have 2 of my Enablers Outpost pen, because why not, since this is a kit from Enablers Outpost. I have glue dots in the single placers. This multi-placer is empty, but up here in the metallic 4-placer, I have my own scented putty. Hold on. This is a pen from North Alchemist. Up here I have Super Sticky from Patty Wax, and this is still empty. This is one of the new multi-placers from Diamond Art Club, and I haven't gotten around to try it yet because there isn't really a whole lot of color blocking going on in this painting yet, at least. And hold on, they're running away. Then I have my 2 pens made by Pencil Surprises Shaz Sharon. I am mostly using this purple one. It is absolutely beautiful, and in it I have a glue dot. And even though it is square all around, it is very comfortable. So yeah. What else? I am using my ombre diamond art club tweezers. I do also use these non-branded black tweezers I got from an AliExpress kit long ago. I use this one for removing drills because it's very pointy, and I use this one for placing drills when it's necessary. If I need to place ABs, I use this pen from Simply Board Tours that has the red wax in it. That works best for me, at least. Then I have my drills in is these Elizabeth Ward containers. I have an entire set with just this size. It has 48 little containers in it, which was perfect when I had a set with 47 colors. The last one is used for trash. So yeah, let's start. Oh, I do also have my iced tea if I need something to drink. So please grab something to drink or to eat or whatever you need while listening to me. So the first color I'm going to work on today is DMC 327. It is this beautiful dark, I don't know, purple, lilac, whatever you want to call it. I really like it. This entire kit is filled with pink and purple colors. Of course, there is some white, you know, where you have, what, not whites, but what do you call them? Off-whites and whatever in her face and her arms and, you know, her upper torso, her neckline. And she has the most beautiful face. Okay, when I finished that one, I was just looking at her and be like, oh, I can't wait until I get to turn this canvas around so I can really look at her face. But yeah, so let's go look at how beautiful they are lining up in here. So yeah, let's get started. How are you doing today? What are you working on? What have you been doing today? I want to know all the things. Let me know down in the comment field down below. And of course, all the things that I just mentioned that I'm using. All the links for the small shops will be down in the description box right under here. I missed something. Trying to figure out. Yeah, that is a G. Sometimes the symbol is a little, well, not unclear, but it seems like some of them hasn't been printed just as clear as most of them. But you know what? We'll figure it out. Mostly I just look at the color instead, and that makes it easier to see. I do sometimes need to, you know, look a little closer because there are so many purples and pinks. So you have to be careful that you're putting your drills at the right spot, because some of them is a little similar, at least in my eyes. But you know, if you take a second to just look if you take a second to look at them, it's easier to see. I can't. Again, I'm not a speedy diamond painter like some other people are, which is more than okay. This is it's a hobby, and it is absolutely not a race for me. If you have seen my Wip Chat, you know that I'm not racing ahead. I enjoy it. I mean, if you're a fast diamond painter, you just have to spend more money in diamond paintings. At least in my world. I know this isn't the case for most people. I'm just like, well, since I'm not that fast, that just means that I have, I have my diamond paintings a longer time. I get to enjoy them longer, which in my book is absolutely fantastic. I am loving to see my diamond paintings turn into life, if you can say it like that. I forgot the drill. I really thoroughly enjoy seeing how my diamond paintings are, starting to be I don't know how to explain this. I mean, one thing is that you can see the symbols and thing on the canvas, and you can see what it's supposed to be. But then when you place the drill, sorry, it is as if the canvas is turning into life. Oh, I think that is the best way I can explain it. That is something in for me at least. I just love seeing how the drills make the canvas come to life, sorry. But yeah, that might just be me. I don't know. Do you know that feeling? Or am I just the weird one out? I mean, it wouldn't really... Why? Oh, there. Okay, I had one that was placed weirdly. I mean, I don't mind at all being the weird one out, but please let me know down in the comment section if you know the feeling or have similar feelings about seeing your canvas come to life. I think that is one of the reasons I would love to get a Jaded Gem Shop diamond painting, because she's doing this photo negative effect on her square diamond canvases. I would love to see, that would be even more amazing to see the canvas, being brought back to life, because, the colors are all weird on the canvas, and then you get to see the darn words today, my friends. The canvas, the object of your diamond painting, how that one is starting to look like it's supposed to do. I am so sorry. I have severe pain brain today. Oh god, my brain is apparently non-functioning. I'm sorry about that. I hope this isn't too confusing or too weird to listen to. But yeah. So how has your week been? What have you been doing? So since last week, I told you about my trip to the pain clinic. That was basically a waste of time. That's the last thing I talked to you about last week's Wip Chat, so that I don't need to go into again. What did I do Wednesday? I didn't do a whole lot. David went on a bike trip with his new bike club. He had to get up early, and then they rode almost... What did he say he had driven when he came home? Around 90 kilometers. So I was like, oh, that is quite the trip around. But I'm proud of him, you know, that he is that good of a bike rider, then he can just get up and then ride almost 100 kilometers. But he just told me today that he might need to take a longer break because he has a patch of skin that has it's the skin is broken somehow, and you have tried to take care of it so that it doesn't get any worse, but he's like, it won't really heal, so I might need to take a break for it to heal. And you know, I could hear the disappointment in his voice, but also he needs to take care of himself, of his health, because if he doesn't, then maybe it would be a very long break that he would have to take, right? I mean, even professional bikers have to take a break every now and then because of an injury. So I imagine that even the amateurs need to do the same. But it's hard because he has friends and he has a co-worker where they kind of, you know, pace each other to, you need to, you know, we make a deal and you have to ride this many kilometers this month, or I need to drive this many kilometers every week, which I mean, I find it a little crazy, but they enjoy it. So that's the most important thing. But I could hear that he was a little bummed out about that. And also he didn't ride very long today because his bike was dumb, as he said it. Something needed to be repaired. And well, now he has the time to do that. And also, you know, the weather is... I asked for rain and I got rain, and the garden and the fields are happy. The only thing might be that it is coming so fast that sometimes the gardens can't obtain all the water because it's just flowing away when it's, you know, raining so fast and so hard. But I guess by now it's been raining for so many days that the earth is pretty wet, so it's not a big problem. But it's good. We don't have to go out and water the garden every day. We all our water containers that we have outside to collect rainwater were empty, so we had to use regular drinking water to keep the blueberries alive. So, and you know, that isn't the point of our drinking water. I mean, we do have good drinking water in Denmark, but we don't want to use that for our plants. That isn't the point of it, because if everybody is using that outside, we might end up, you know, not having good drinking water for everybody. They are already talking about, you know, that maybe in just a few years, maybe about 10 years, then we won't have enough drinking water so that everybody can get it. And that means, you know, that we would have to buy our water, which is something that we have never had to do here in Denmark. We have always have some of the best drinking water in the world. And we also have, you know, a lot of minerals and stuff in our water. So it's even better than the water you can buy. The only thing that is lacking in our drinking water is salt, which I'm really happy about because I can't stand the taste of salt. But that means that you, especially when it's been so hot as it has, you need to make sure you get salt in your food so that you don't dehydrate. Why am I saying words so wrong? I'm sorry, people. So yeah, it's 7 o'clock. I can hear the church bells. A lot of elderly people, especially, has been dehydrated this summer because they haven't been drinking enough, and also it has been so warm that when they were sweating, they sweated out all the salt in their body, so they needed new salt. And yeah, most of these elderly people doesn't really eat enough, so they had to make sure that they got salt, like chips and saltines and stuff like that. And then we have my mother-in-law who got all these things brought into her apartment, and then she hid them. After she was admitted to the hospital, we were looking, for some stuff to bring her, some clothes and stuff. So we opened up her closets to look for whatever she wanted down there, and we found handfuls of chips, crisp, whatever you call them where you live, in her closets that they had brought to her to eat, for making sure that her salt balance was in order, and she was hiding them. For some reason, we don't know why, she is hiding stuff. We don't know if she is saving them, meaning hoarding them for later, or if she is hiding the fact that she either can't eat them or won't eat them. I mean, it isn't the first time that I've found things in her apartment that she's been hiding. Just the other day, I found she has this goblet where she has had, pens and stuff like that for years and years. And I was like, I wonder where that, had gone, because you never know. And then I was looking in this, I don't know what you call it, this place where all the electronics and, everything like that is in her apartment. Because I had been looking there before and I have found glasses of molten juice. So I have made it a point to look in there every time I'm there, because the smell wasn't really very nice when I found those glasses. So I'm just looking in there. I mean, I come there at least once a week. So I'm just looking. And I found that goblet that we've been looking for. It was in that closet. Yeah. And David and I were looking at each other and went, why does he hide stuff in here? Does she think it's like a refrigerator, or is it a kitchen cabinet, something? So when I do this, it's because I can't see the symbols down here because of the window. So yeah, we are really wondering what's going on about putting that in there. But this was a side track about elderly people. and their lack of drinking and, you know, sweating out the salts. But yeah, and that was again a sidetrack from water. Oh dear, that was a rabbit hole, wasn't it? But yeah. Oh, and that again was sidetracked from rain. Oh, we really went down a rabbit hole there, right? Okay. Which one? I am trying, you know, to... Usually I would go from numbers to letters to symbols on my canvas, but I'm trying something new. I am looking on on my square and figuring out, okay, which symbol is attracting my eyes. It is an interesting way of doing it, and I know a lot of people are doing it, so I'm like, well, maybe this is something that I need to try and see if it works for me. I'm still figuring that out, because it is different for me to do it like this. It's kind of like I need to... I don't know. I mean, I also need to figure out the containers, because usually I knew, you know, I went from 4, 5, 8, 9, A, D, F, G, you know, in my container over here. Now it's like, but I know pretty well by now where I have all my containers. I think, nope, that's not that one. This will be my new symbol. It's the anchor. There is a symbol that is pretty close to this one, and I'm trying to, you know, get some of the colors done so that I, you know, it's easier for me in the end, because I don't end up having a lot of colors that is the same. I mean, almost the same in color. I'm removing some of the drills that I can see is trash drills. I don't know, what do you do? Do you just leave them? And I mean, by now you know I am quite picky with my drills. And I mean, can you? No, it won't really. It won't show you. It's okay. It was quite the trash drill. It had funny things all over it. One day I might have to take a picture of some of my trash drills, so people really can see that they are trash drills. It's not me being picky and just removing drills for the heck of it, because I'm not. They really are trash drills. I think I'm just a little more perfectionistic in what I want on my canvas than most others. I mean, this canvas is more forgiving because the grit is not as tight as the grit field from Diamond Art Club. So it is more forgiving. So if there's tiny tabs, I can use them. Whereas on the Diamond Art Club canvas, I can't, because the grit is so tight by now that if I try to use drills with tabs on them, they won't sit snug. They will, you know, push each other away. And I don't want that. Again, the perfectionist in me There you had it. Doesn't like to look at that. I have always been like this. Like this. It has to be perfect. It has to be, you know, acceptable. See, acceptable. Oh dear, my words today. Oh yeah, we were talking about what we did. So Wednesday was David's bicycling, and I was not really doing a whole lot, but making diamond paintings. And was I out picking up stuff, or was that one of the other days? I think I was out buying something. I can't remember. That might have been Thursday. Yeah, Thursday we were out. We needed to get new bandages for David, for his injury on his knee. And then we, were buying there's some stuff that we needed for dinner and stuff like that. And then Thursday evening, I was meeting up with my knitting club, which was nice because it's been a little more than a month since the last time we saw each other, and I like seeing them. But it is a little noisy. I have noticed that the past times that we have been seeing each other, we are 6 women in our knitting club, and often we end up talking 2 and 2. And I really have to be focused on the person that I'm talking to, and I need to sit, rather close to the person that I'm talking to, because this conversation on, through the room, I can't do that because I can hear the other ones talking, and I can't hear the person that I'm talking to. And that has been worse the past year or so. So before that, I have always had hearing issues. I had tubes in my ears from I was around 3 years old until I was around 11. Then they dropped it because they were falling out almost as soon as they came in. My hearing wasn't a whole lot better, but apparently it didn't make sense when they just kept falling out, which, I get it. So yeah, I did get a hearing aid when I was around 20, but due to the rubber, the plastic in the thing that goes into your ear, I kept getting eczema in my ear, and I can tell you that is painful. You can't eat, you can't drink, you can't lay on you can't have your head laying down. It's that painful until you get some antibiotics, which then takes several days to work. So of course I ended up not using that hearing aid because ouch. And I don't know. I'm kind of getting ready to contact a ENT to figure it out if they have evolved enough for me to get hearing aids. It's actually just one hearing aid that is made from something else than this silicone rubber, whatever it was, because if it's still the same materials, then it's it doesn't matter because I can't use them. But yeah, I really want to figure it out. And to be honest with you, I have been talking about this for years by now. It just keep forgetting it. Or maybe it isn't that I forget it. Maybe it's more an insecurity and fear that it hasn't changed, that I will just be disappointed. I think it's more about that than forgetfulness. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, why spend a lot of time waiting for the ENT to have a time for me and for him to check my hearing and everything, and then go to the hospital, to that department that takes care of these things, to just figuring out that, oh yeah, well, we can't help you because it hasn't changed the past 23 years or so. I would be so disappointed, and I would feel like I've wasted my time once again. But that is a me issue. I mean, other people deal with this just fine. I just get disappointed because I am doing this in the hope of getting the help that I need, because it's annoying for me and my surroundings that I end up saying what like a gazillion times a day. And I understand very, very well that people get annoyed with me because they were standing right next to me or something like that, and I just couldn't hear what they were saying. Maybe because I had my left ear to them, or sometimes it's enough that they have their back to me. I simply cannot hear it, especially if they're mumbling. I can't hear them if they're, if they're mumbling or speaking low or something. It's impossible for me to hear. And then sometimes I'm pretty sure that they said something, so I said, "Excuse me?" and they just look at me weirdly. Even my husband. So yeah. It's annoying, both for me and the ones around me, that I can't hear. So yeah, I really have to do something about it. But basically, I'm just insecure about it, to see if they can do anything and what they can do if it is. I'm not insecure about using a hearing aid, not at all. It's a helping tool that you need, and if you need it, don't be shy about it. This isn't any different than if you have broken your leg, then you need a pair of crutches or a wheelchair, right? This is the same. You just need hearing aids to help you hear better. I don't know, maybe it's just me being pragmatic about stuff like that. I've never been one of those people that needs time to adjust, or, before accepting that this is something I need or whatever. If I'm getting told, okay, you need this because do, okay, and then I use it. At least if I remember it. I'm trying to remember if I have any tools that I should be doing that I'm not. I'm sure if I do, my husband will tell you. He remembers those things and I don't. Hence the PainBrain. It isn't amazing. It's terrifying how much I can forget. Sometimes I'm like, I'm sorry, am I losing my mind? Am I getting dementia or something? Because I can't remember anything. But then other days, I remember everything. not just, things that have happened before. I remember what happened 10 seconds ago without any issues. So yeah. But Thursday I was in my knitting club and we did good. Usually we just plan ahead 1 month. Like, next time we'll meet up at this person's house. It changes every month, so it isn't one person that has to clean all the time and figuring out, what we're having when we're drinking coffee. So we go to one person twice a year. But we were good. This time we have planned July, August, and September. September is me. I have March and September. And September, if it's possible, they're coming to me on my birthday. And this year my birthday is a Thursday. And some of the ladies in my knitting group actually prefer Thursdays. So yay, I get to have visitors on my birthday. I love it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, most of the time David is at work on my birthday. And again, I'm not the person who's like, oh, I need to do this, and that for my birthday. It's kind of like a day. I'm not a big fan of my birthdays. Not really. And again, it's kind of like the only day where I'm getting some sort of presents. Because we don't exchange gifts for Christmas. The only one that we're buying gifts for is Rosa, because she's a child. And I love it if we get a new picture of her, because that is the best gift that you can get from a child. Other than that, I'm taking a bunch of pictures of her myself. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you know this. I do take a lot of pictures and a lot of videos. I need to figure out how to do watermarks on the pictures that I want to put on Facebook, because someone steals them and put them on their own Facebook as their own. Was that subtle enough? I don't know. Sorry. Oh, I just had to yawn. I'm sorry. I'm tired today. Okay, so that was Thursday. Friday. Did I do anything Friday? No, Friday was sitting around. And I have been finding this Zoom channel that I have been using mostly late at night, because there's a lot of Americans in this Zoom. Sorry again. So they have to get up and stuff like that before they can enter, and some of them are working, so they have to get off of work. We do also, have people from other countries like Canada and stuff like that. And then me from Denmark. There is actually another Danish girl in the Zoom, but she isn't in there quite often. Maybe it's again because of the time difference. I mean, for the Eastern US, we are 10 hours ahead. Not 10 hours, 6 hours ahead. Where did I get 10 from? I don't know. See, that is what's happening when I'm not thinking. I'm wondering, is this one a bad one? Sometimes it's like, is this the one? It is. And sometimes it's the one around it that's having an issue. At least that is my experience. But yeah, Friday was basically just me sitting on my bum, not feeling too well. I didn't do my unboxing because I was feeling meh. And then later I talked to people. That was it that day. Saturday, David and I were, just laying around. It was a doing nothing day. Was David bike riding? I think he was. He was out riding his bike quite early. And then, or was he? I can't remember if it didn't because of the weather. We had to go get some bread and something else. And then they had not Ben and Jerry's. I don't know if you have this brand in the US. It's called Magnum Ice, and they were pretty cheap, and they have this different sort of tastes. And we were like, well, usually we just get the double salted caramel ones because we know we like that one. But they have different sorts of tastes, and they were quite cheap. So we were like, okay, let's try some of the other ones. And I was like, okay, I know this one isn't going to be a hit at all, but okay, let's try it. One of them had this popcorn taste, and I was like, I'm not sure that is a good idea in ice cream. But David was like, yeah, maybe it's just an aroma in it. Like, okay, well, let's try it. And then there was a mango, and I can't remember what else. I think there were 4 different tastes. One of them I know was the double salted caramel. So yeah. So we got those, and then later at that night, David got ice cream, and I was like, yeah, that's. And he was like, which one should we do? And I was like, well, you choose. I'm gonna wait here and let you choose which one we're gonna try out. And he came back with that one with the popcorn aroma in it. And let me just say, I'm not a fan. Really, like I predicted I wouldn't be. And I had that disgusting taste. The funny thing is, I love popcorn. If you make them either on the stove, or if you make them in the microwave, I love popcorn. But this, no. I had this weird taste of synthetic ice cream for hours in my mouth. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get it away. So I was like, you know what? If you like this, yeah, you, but I'm never eating this again. I'm having a weird taste in my mouth that I don't need to ever have again. So if you want it, yeah, you, but I'm not. And sorry. Ooh. No, he was like, yeah, no, it isn't really very good. I'm like, yeah, I told you so. Usually I don't do the I told you so, because I don't. I mean, Why would you do that against the person you love? I don't get that. It's more like, okay, well, now we know this, so we're not going to try that one again. And maybe it'll have to be me that reminds him, oh, do you remember we tried this and none of us were really a fan? And he will be, oh, yeah, right. Sometimes it's him remembering and me going, oh, yeah, right, you know? One of us will remember that one isn't for us, which is fine. Then next time you need to try another one. Who knows which one it'll be. I would love, sorry. Oh, the yawning is driving me crazy by now. I would love to try the one with mango in it. That one sounds delicious. But again, I love mango, and I will be so disappointed if it's, well, I was about to say disgusting, but you don't say that about food. But I'll be disappointed if it isn't good. I have always learned that you don't say food is disgusting. You can say that it's not a favorite and that this is something you won't have to eat again. But you never say that food is disgusting because people took time out of their day to make this. I have pretty much the same, you know. If people, it's especially children, if they come to my house, look at my food without even trying it and say, yuck, I don't like that. I'm kind of like, how do you know that? I just know. She said, well, you haven't tried it. No, but I don't like. I'd be like, you know what? You have to try at least 2 bites. And if you really don't like it, it is okay. Then you can eat potato and salad or something, whatever you want. I am not making special dishes for children. If they don't like the meat or the whatever, there will be something on the table they will like. And I mean, no child is going to starve from one meal not being something they like. No child will starve. I've never met a child that starved to death because of one meal. The funny thing is, most times they actually end up liking whatever it is I've been making because I might be doing it differently than the other times they had tried. Sometimes it's just, you know, them deciding, even though they've never tried this dish before, that they don't like it. Because it might sound like something they don't like, or because they might be a little cranky or whatever. They'd be a little hangry. But usually, most of the time, they end up eating more than one portion. So that's good. So I do always, you know, say to kids that come in our house, you have to try at least 2 bites before you decide you don't like it. How did I end up here? How did we end here? I can't remember. How did we end down in this rabbit hole? I can't remember. We were talking about something. Oh yeah, well, anyway. I'm trying to find back. I have to listen back to this one to figure out how we ended up here. I totally lost track. Huh. Oh well. So yeah. Oh yeah, that is because of you don't say food is disgusting. Right. So yeah. That's what I have been taught, and I say the same to kids. You don't say that about food. You may say you don't like it. That is absolutely okay, because we don't have to agree on what we like and don't. I mean, most people look at me weirdly when I say I don't like cheese. And I know most people love their cheese, and I just don't. And that is okay. Although I don't like olives, thank God David doesn't either, because then it's just a weird thing we have together. They do say that in order to like olives, you have to eat at least 7. And as I usually say, I never get past the first one. I have tried several times by now to get to the point where I like them, but I never get past eating one. And then my stomach kind of convulses. I think it's, the ones that I have tried, and I have tried different sorts and colors and everything in between. And they taste kind of salty in my mouth. And I don't do well with salty food. I mean, I do like chips and stuff like that. But if the taste of salt is too heavy, I can't do it. And you know what? That is okay as well. I mean, sometimes if there's too much salt in chips or whatever you call them, I can't eat those either. I mean, sometimes if we go to the movies, the theater, and we have popcorn there, I have to shake them well to get all the salt down in the bottom, because the popcorns are just too salty for me. Or I need a lot of soda to be able to eat them. And then after the movie, I have to go out and say, can you please consider doing less salty popcorn, because I'm almost dried up inside. I know they do this on purpose to get people to buy more soda. I'm absolutely aware of that. But, you are able to put, you're allowed to say to them, okay, I know that you're trying to make money, but please make them edible. I mean, you can't expect people to like eating raw salt, basically. Because sometimes it feels like I'm just eating a layer of salt with a little popcorn. But yeah, we don't go to the movies very often. I'm not really sure why. Maybe because we like seeing the movies in our own home, because then we can, take a break whenever one of us has to go to the toilet, or if one of the kiddies need our help or something, we can just put a stop to it and then, resume the film when we're ready for it. You can't do that in a movie theater. And for some reason, I always end up having to go on the bathroom 5 minutes before it ends, and then I miss things. So I like seeing them at home in my own couch, and the ability to stop it if needed. I know the experience of being in the theater is better, and we do go to the theater every now and then, if there is an epic movie that we just have to see when it's released. But I can't remember what when we went to the theater the last time. Maybe it was even before the Rhinoceros. I can't remember. I can't even remember the last movie we saw in the theater. I have to ask David if he remembers, because I'm blanking. Yeah, maybe it's just not important. We did watch Blue Bloods while we had our ice cream. I love, love, love Blue Bloods. Not just because Donnie Wahlberg is in it. Well, that is a big reason as to why I began seeing it years ago. But it ended up being, I love the show. And yes, it is a bonus that Donnie is in it. But, I mean, I really like all of the characters by now. They're all good and they're all amazing in their own way. And also I love listening for all the little hints of New Kids on the Block, because there will be hints. It will be something that Donnie says, or it'll be, something that some of the other actors will say, something like hanging tough, or we have to do this step by step, or something like that. Something that is related to New Kids on the Block. And it isn't always, Donnie doing something different than the manuscript says. Sometimes it's even the writers that do this. And then Donnie will write on his Instagram, "Oh, you have to look out and listen to this episode because there will be a little surprise from the writers." And it's so funny to try to figure out when and what it is. I mean, the US is far ahead of all of us in watching these shows, and I'm still in the beginning of the show. We decided to watch it together, so I don't know, what are we, third, fourth season? I watched up to season 6, almost 6 on my own, and then we stopped having TV channels, so I couldn't really see it anymore. Plus, at that time, it didn't air in Denmark, so it was like, yeah, well, I don't need to have TV channels because it's not airing here anyway. And then, I don't know, about a year or so ago, it started streaming on our streaming service called Viaplay. So yeah, we enjoy it very, very much. Well, at least I know I enjoy it. I don't know if David enjoys it because of I am enjoying it. I don't know. I know he likes all the stories as well. I don't know if he's like, yeah, well, it's kind of funny, but it isn't the best storyline in the world. I basically love it because of the actors. I don't know. Do you like Blue Bloods? Or do you have any other show that you just have to watch because of the actors or because of storyline? I would really love to know. Am I the only one who watches a show because of one of the actors? I do know that a lot of people like to watch Reba back in the days because it's Reba McEntire. And the same for Ally McBeal when she started dating John Bon Jovi. That a lot of people started seeing that show at that time. So it might be something when you have a famous person in the, on the show. I don't know. So anyway, Sunday, we visited my mother-in-law for a few hours, And then, sorry again, then we came home and I had my live. We ended up talking for more than 2 hours. It was so good. And if you like Francesca's studio works, take a look at that one because there was some spoilers and some sneak peeks in that live. Again, she is making a lot of little spoilers and sneak peeks in my lives. So if you like her shop, if you like her drills, go take a look at that live from Sunday. And then today I went to my mother-in-law so she could have her chair gymnastics. And she was so funny today. While we were doing the chair gymnastics, she was like, I'm never going to do this again. I don't like it. Then when we were on her way back to her apartment, she was like, oh, this is so good. When are we going to do this again? So yeah, she's funny. I love that little woman. And then, when I was about to leave her and said goodbye, she was like, I really love that this is something you and I have together, that it's just you and I. And I mean, how can you not almost cry when she says something like that? But yeah, I have been yapping for an hour and 6 minutes by now. How did time fly that fast? When I started, I wasn't even sure I'd make it an hour. But here we are. So yeah, I need to yawn again. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here. Otherwise, you'll find this way too long, I think. But I'm happy you stayed, if you stayed. I hope you stayed all the way to the end. I would, really appreciate the thumbs up before you leave. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so down there. And if you want to be notified, ding the bell and you'll be notified whenever I put up a new video. I love reading comments, so please write some down below. And I will see you in my next video. So yeah, bye everybody. Love you.